Hello the internet, welcome to episode 81 of Minecraft Creative, in which today we're doing what was meant to be the festive build, and that derailed within about 5 minutes because my attention span for things like that does not exist. I do one festive build a year now, and quite frankly that's a push to come up with something. I usually start thinking about it in about March and go, I have no idea. I'll probably come up with something by about November. And then I get to the day where I go, if I don't film it now, it's not going to happen. This was meant to be that day. That did not happen. As you can see in some of the clips, I'm sure, my dog's kicking off. That's not what you can see in the clips. But you will be able to see that there is that white trim on the edge of my Christmas skin cape. Because my Christmas skin is basic, I have festive boots, I have fairy lights added to the flower crown my character wears, and instead of having a dark brown trim on the edge of the cape, it's white because for Christmas festiveness. I don't know, that was just like my logic when I did this. Like, must have been back when I did my first ever Christmas episode I'd done that. Honestly, I love my Christmas skin. Like, I wish I had more time to wear it, but I generally don't work out episodes in advance, so I don't know when to start wearing it, and I tend to just film in bulk. So at one point it was looking like most of my December episodes were going to be done until I realised, no, I did the maths wrong. We were much further back in November than I thought I was. The words are not always coming to me. This is the third episode I've had to film today, because I just need them done and out of the way so that when I get back, I do have an episode filmed and ready, surprisingly. I'll just have to take thumbnails and then start filming ahead for the next few weeks. So I started by building this arch thing because I decided that would be a nice way to incorporate the landscape together and make it seem to make a bit more sense. Building structures out of stone and dirt is not something that is my strong point at the minute. I'm working on it. We're getting there slowly. I just struggle a bit with terraforming properly. Like, I can spend hours staring at a screen, flattening an area out, but oh, believe me, when it comes to doing this, I start to struggle. I can get the shapes, I just can't get the look correct. And that kind of, it doesn't ruin the build, it just makes it look a little strange, and I have to find ways around it. Invariably, I use the excuse of, oh, well, it's magical, it's fine. In other cases, I kind of just have to go along with it and hope for the best and pray that eventually I will improve, which I'm sure I will. It's a process. We're learning. That's what this series is about. I don't have to worry about survival mode. I play creative. I get to do as I please. But yeah, I built this archway, covered it in glow lichen and the hanging pale moss because it adds a bit more depth to it and breaks up the shape a little, and then started going in and trying to make a circular-ish shape. I didn't want it to be a perfect circle because that would look strange, but make this dip in the ground somewhat circular. Then added in firefly bushes because that's my new obsession in terms of plants, because it adds particles when it goes dark, which makes things look a bit more exciting. Then I was watching whatever video it was and discovered that you could make stone golems by placing everything sideways. Was completely bewildered, so decided I had to see it for myself. Did it, and now that guy's running around in the world. It's just like I have a bunch of frogs that I spawned in here that I didn't understand at that point that specific biomes meant specific colour frogs. So there are just a bunch of green frogs up on a hill that are slowly descending closer every single year. And maybe the year that a frog makes it into the main Christmas town will be the year that I decide it's time to move on and go somewhere else to build stuff. Hopefully that's going to be a while because I am emotionally attached to this region and can't be bothered to go find somewhere else to start building because that will take forever. And then I started looking for more blocks and things that I could use, trying to work on adding some shading to that specific bit of the building, but nowhere else, because why would I do that? And then decided, let's kind of continue with the thing of where I've built, the ghast, temple-y church thingy, and make, what could be, an old shrine. I'd also been watching lots of, archaeology kind of style documentaries and went, let's try building something with interesting architecture that's got completely integrated into the environment, and I can also throw loads of clutter in because that's one of the easiest ways for me to finish a build. I had to start by texturing the floor, of course, because otherwise it looks so strange. I wanted to make sure it was very clear that people did used to come in here regularly. Whether people still do is up to the world and the mystery. Maybe we'll come and build something non-festive near here. Maybe we won't. We will find out. I worry that if I do that, though, the frogs will not ever make it to the Christmas town. I kind of want the frogs to get to the Christmas town at this point. It's that or they're going to despawn. So who knows? We'll find out. This will be in like 5 years' time. All of a sudden I'll see the frogs and I'll go, oh, the frogs. The frogs have arrived. And that will be like 8 years after they got spawned in. Who knows if I'll still be doing this at that point. I kind of hope I am, because it is fun building in Minecraft, and at that point I may as well time-lapse everything and talk over it. Then I got candles, and lit the candles because they give nice ambient lighting. Added in some more pottery things because they are one of my favourite ways to fill up an area. I also keep all the ones that I've made recently in my inventory so I can just use them again and again and again. Because if you turn around you can get a slightly different view on them, and that works so well for just filling spaces with something a little bit interesting. I stacked a few, added plant pots on others, and then just made it look decent. Oh, I don't know the yawn. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Probably because I'm talking too fast. Because it's not like that makes the episode end sooner. I added in more copper golems just kind of chilling here, and this is something that I'm very excited that I get to do. Specifically looking at the slightly more oxidized versions, because I like the idea that they weren't waxed and they were kind of just left there. And they've been there for a long time. I also added lodestones to the back. Not that I did anything with the lodestones in terms of compasses. They're just there for decoration. Tried to build some trees. I can't build trees particularly well. I think I need to watch some videos and just practice. They always look a little bit odd. But hey, it's a tree. A tree is a tree. And it will work. Because I'm not going to see this area that often. And that's fine by me. Admittedly, I am going to have to come back and finish off whatever I'm doing here, but who knows, maybe we'll save that for February. Or I'll forget about it until next December. At which point I will probably not do anything with it, let's be really honest. This tree just looked weird. It was not given pine tree. I don't think any of these are given pine tree. They're given slightly dodgy spruce trees. Yeah. Safe to say, trees are not my thing. Organics are probably where I struggle the most in Minecraft. I can build a house, and I can now build a house on an angle. Apparently, oh god, that must take me like 5 minutes to decide how to do that. I then just threw in some of the spruce leaves in the walls, just to try and see if that would make any difference. Put down a fence post so I knew exactly where the middle of the area was. Looked at it again, and kind of decided, you know what? Okay, I'm adding paths and stuff and candles. I thought at that point I was going to have decided to just call it a day on this and go do the market, because this was filmed before that I did that market episode, which was last episode. We've got things the wrong way around, but that was because Christmas. And me not filming things sequentially, I think that's the right word. I kind of just film on a whim. Oh god, I start yawning in episodes. Anyways, I did some plants and stuff to make it look exciting. Used some glowberries because I love glowberries and I've been using them since day one on this world. So yeah, that is basically it. I don't know why I added a bit of glow lichen on the walls, but apparently I did that for fun. And yeah, I will see you all again in the next episode, the internet. Goodbye.